Last week I was talking about holding ourselves back and playing small in life, and I wanted to continue this discussion a little bit more, so I broke the video down in two parts. So this is kind of the part two, but I want to talk about where we can see in small little areas of our lives where we actually settle, not like taking what we want to enjoy the fullest first, in the ways that we go things almost on autopilot. So for a while ago, I noticed that I had this behavior of that I was eating what was most delicious on the plate. I was eating that last. I didn't take the first, like I took it last, and it didn't make sense for me. Why do I take something when I'm almost full or I am full and take that one then? No, it will not be as delicious as if I would take it if I was hungry. Now I don't enjoy it. Now I don't get to enjoy it fully because I'm not taking it first. And this is something which I started to realize, that this was a certain type of behavior that I had, that I didn't give myself, I didn't allow myself, I didn't give myself the permission of enjoying something fully, of enjoying something to the fullest and enjoying something directly. It was almost as if I had something, it was almost rare that it was so good, or it was almost rare that it was nice, so I wanted to hold on to it. I wanted to wait a little bit with it. I had been creating this kind of waiting mode of waiting for good things to happen, not having and enjoying and experience good things to happen. I was waiting for good things to happen for me. So one thing that is really great with this, and what I believe, is that sometimes, or many times actually, you actually don't have to understand it all. What I mean with that is that you actually don't need to go back into all different type of scenarios where you're settled to life, where you don't enjoy life to the fullest, where you hold yourself back, where you're waiting. What is important is that you find these key moments in your life, these key moments that you can start to unlayer and understand the concept behind it, understand the behavior around it, understand the attitude that you have towards it. Because when you have that awareness, you will start to look for evidence. Your mind will start to look for evidence and look with that awareness for where you should adjust accordingly as well to that type of new belief, to that type of new understanding that you have created, which is so great. So many times when we see that, okay, I have this pattern of not putting myself first, or I have this pattern of not enjoying life to the fullest, not allowing myself to enjoy life to the fullest, and I have spread it around. I feel it. I know that it is in different type of areas of my life. What should I do? Where should I start? Can I even change that? Will it take ages? No, it will not take ages. It will actually not take ages. You get to have it easy. You get to do it easy. You get to actually experience life much more fulfilled and much easier and much quicker than you believe it to be. You can actually change, you can actually unlayer things much quicker than you believe maybe today that you can, okay? So you get to actually change things in your life. You don't need to go through it all. You don't need to go through all the different type of memories that you have. You can actually do it the easier way. You can actually find this kind of key concepts in your life, this kind of key examples in your life, and add those and start to work with those, start to understand those scenarios much more, so that you will create this type of ripple effect. So you will create this kind of new habit, a new autopilot, where you normalize that you get to have things and you get to experience things at the fullest. So since I had this type of understanding, I started to notice it in more and more areas of my life. I started to notice that, for instance, I'm not one of those who have a lot of clothes, like unused clothes in my closet. So I'm quite aware and also selective with what type of objects, clothes, and so forth that I bring into my home. The fun part with it was that still, because I did that, I was many times thinking of, okay, when I brought in this type of new clothes, can I wear this often? Because then it will get old quicker. Or when should I wear it? When is the perfect time to wear this kind of clothes, right? This kind of clothing. And that for me was also a way for me to not experience life to the fullest, not enjoying life to the fullest. And I started to ask myself, like, what is it that make me believe that I have to sit on things that are good to me and sit to things that I really enjoy having or enjoy being or whatever it was, right? This was just an example with an object, right? But what is it that make me believe that I need to hold on to this and that is it? That is it. Like, is there something in me that don't believe that I can have more of the good things then, or that I can experience even though I reuse the clothing over and over and over again? Why can't I just experience the happiness with it? And when that day happen, when they start to get old, I will find something else. This kind of a mentality of that we're holding on, we're putting our happiness on hold in all these small little things. We're putting the experience of having the tastiest food, we're putting that experience to the end of the plate, right? Why do we do that? So if you notice that you feel that you're not living fully into your fullest potential, you're not really acting upon your fullest potential, you're not living life to the fullest, it might actually be because you have this type of habit of not enjoying and not allowing yourself to enjoy your life to the fullest. You take something else before you go for that, right? So other things can be that you really want to go and talk with a certain type of person. You're coming into a room, you want to talk with that person, but when you start to walk maybe even towards that person, then something within you, that kind of programming within you, tell you otherwise, and you go and talk to another person in that room instead because it was safer for you to do so, or it didn't feel as scary, or you just like, I wait for that, I know that I will have a good conversation with this person, so why not go here first so I can have this good conversation later, right? Why wait for it? Why do you have that kind of understanding, right? Or if it is that something that you really want to pursue in your dreams, you want to develop a certain hobby or a project or something like that, and every single day you take it in the end of the day, when you've been to work and when you're tired, when things have happened throughout the day, and maybe you have 30 minutes that day to do something productive in that project, for instance, right? Why do we do that? Why don't we reorganize our life? Why don't we reorganize our routines and prioritize that the first? And then we can have all these different type of excuses and understandings of why we can't take that the first thing in the morning, why we don't have the time for it. We have all this kind of choice excuses and choices, so to say. But when we are layering that, when we start to understand that that is actually just a way for me to holding on to my happiness, to not letting myself live out my life to the fullest, to not letting myself just having a great experience here on planet Earth, so to say, then we also start to find ways on how we can reorganize our lives, how we can restructure our lives, so that we are able to actually start our day with working on that project, for instance, right? So this is a certain type of unlayering that I've been doing step by step. I've been taking it in steps. You don't have to take it in steps. You can do it instantly. You can change instantly. We all have the way how we do it. We all have the way how we can do it. Like, everything is possible. But that was the way that I probably, in my beliefs, thought that I needed to do it, right? And sometimes, as I said from before, that sometimes it can be a very big jump from have done something from a very long time and just jump directly into it, right? And not doing it any longer. It is totally possible, and I want that for you. I want that for many of us, but sometimes we also need to understand the deeper parts of it. So that's why it's also a little bit of an unlayering of it. Okay, I want you to today focus on and think of if there is something where you really want to do in your life, or something that you really want to change in your life, and you are taking that as the second prioritization, or third, or fourth, or fifth, right? So ask yourself, what is it that you act upon in your life, and is that accordingly to your highest inspirations or not? And how, in that case, can you reorganize so that you choose how you know that you will feel the most happiest with first? And in the beginning, it's an habit. As I said, it's an habit. So you have to just create the habit of doing it. Creating the habit of doing it, and it will be easier and easier and easier for you to continue to do so. Because this is also essential when it comes to attracting things that we want more of and attracting bigger things to our lives. If we notice, for instance, that we are almost to call in something in our lives, and then it's when it's there, it slips out. So let's say that you are almost calling in your dream job and you're about to sign, but something happens and it slips out. Or you have a very good period with a person, you're dating that person, it feels like it's going to be really, really great, and you're going to continue to start with a relationship with each other, and then it flips away, right? So when we have this kind of experience, this kind of flow in one way or another, is a certain type of flow, right? In our lives, it can actually be because we have in one way or another this kind of learned behavior of not enjoying our life to the fullest. So what we do is that we create some certain type of self-sabotage in regards to when something is really, really, really starting to get like we are starting to call that in, we self-sabotage for ourselves. I noticed that many times actually, that I in one way or another I then been self-sabotaging by doing something different, changing the course, change my behavior in a certain type of way, or change my beliefs in a certain type of way, just exactly when I'm about to receive something. And that's once again is because I have had like this fear of actually experience life to the fullest, and not being like knowing how it is to experience life to the fullest. Can it actually be this great, right? So I really want you to think through and sink it in. What are the ways that you can act more on what it is that you truly want? What is the ways that you can show yourself that what you want the most, how you want to experience life to the fullest, that is your first and foremost priority, and that is what you're taking action upon as well. I think that we will stop here for today. If you want to deepening the conversation in regards to holding yourself back and settle, I do talk about this in my coaching, my new coaching program, which is called Struggle Free. And in Struggle Free, I really have this vision of that we can do things differently. We can change the way how we experience life and how life gets to be for ourselves. We don't need to do everything the struggle way. We don't need to put all these kind of obstacles or believe that life is such an effort. We can actually believe that life is easy, and life can actually be easy after that. We can create contentment, we can live our life to the fullest, and we can continue to have that type of overflow. That is, I believe that I have, and that is I believe that I want to have for so many of us. So that's why I created that package, and you have the information in the description if you want to know more about it and book a I'm curious call with me about that package. And yeah, give this video a like if you enjoyed it and want to see more of this. I hope to see you next time. Keep on listening to your Within Talks. Take care of yourself.